Welcome to the Redvee TV Instant Reaction, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2024 season, following St Helens' 20-18 defeat here at Salford this afternoon. Kev, I thought we got exactly what we deserved out of that game, which was absolutely nothing.
Should have stayed off, shouldn't I? Shouldn't have
Your
come
fault.
back. Yeah. I put it into words. It's disappointing. It's disappointing because I think we played a little bit within ourselves. I think the heat may be a factor in that, in the fact that we've tried to conserve energy. I'm not saying, Salford didn't have to play in that heat. I'm saying we tried to kind of make sure that in the second half we had enough in the tank to get through, and that tactic didn't work. If that's what we were doing, and that's what it looked like we were doing, it didn't work.
Yeah. For me, we didn't play at all in that first half. The tactic looked to be, let's just one out rugby, see our set out, and we'll just kick long and we'll try and force an error. Now, it's worked for after 6-7 minutes when Dodd's put a bomb up, they've dropped it and we've scored off the back of it. But 90% of the time, we offered very, very little.
It's getting a heartbreaking though. We didn't offer that much. It was like the intensity had gone. All that line speed, all that kick chase, everything like that just didn't. Just didn't seem to be there with us this week. As it says, it's heartbreaking, it's disappointing, because we know we can be better than that.
Yeah, and it's all right trying to manage a game, but when you're managing a game and you're looking for the opposition for you to force an error to give yourself field position to score off the back of it, what you then can't be doing is giving away penalty after penalty, 6 again. I'd love to see the stats on that. We must be defending nearly 10-11 tackles on every set.
And there's one with 4 minutes to go that we've given away for back chat. And that's criminal. The players will know that, but it's criminal to give that away when you're chasing a game. We've got to clean that up. I think I mention it at least every fortnight, how our discipline, whether it's ball in hand or whether it is in the tackle, just lets us down at key moments, and you can't afford for that to keep happening. You just can't afford for it to do. It's happened again today, as you say. I don't know how many set restarts we got. I'd guess at somewhere in the region of none, maybe one. Now that's not a go at Jack Smith.
Whereas in comparison, Salford were very, very clean.
And that's not a go at Jack Smith. That's a go at us as a defending set, that we're not being clean in that ruck, and we're giving him the option to penalise us. You've just got to be better, and I just think it's one of them off days for us.
We looked very, very easy to defend against, didn't we? When Salford were really, really good at slowing the ruck down, quick off the line, and when the ball's going to the first receiver and that's it.
Yeah.
You're not taking any energy out of them. You're not moving them around the park. Whereas Salford, in comparison, when they're getting the ball, at least once a set, they're trying to promote the ball, spread it wide, and they got the rewards for it.
Yeah, and I think there was something said, a stat put out in the week, and it was Salford have scored a lot of tries from deep, and they look like they've got the ability to do that. We don't. We really don't. And I know there's been the call for pace in the team. This is something that we have got to address as a club. You've got to get pace in that back line. I think they started targeting our right-hand side defence. And on that side, there isn't any pace. On the left, you've got that bit through Blake, you've got that bit through Wellesby. Percy's no slouch, but
could you have potentially today looked at putting Bennison on the left and Wonga on the right, where he's looked to do more damage?
Yeah, possibly. And I almost think like Percy will help out any winger he's got defensively. So he would help out John Bennison or Blake or whoever's on that side. On the other side, Tommy Makinson does a lot of that with Connie. So why not just make it that Connie, we all know that Connie is good attacking. Connie is good attacking, but it's probably his defensive game isn't as strong. So why not put someone on that side who isn't just coming in from not playing much rugby at all? And I know there'll be the calls for T. Ritson to have been in there, but I think once again we'd have just been targeted exactly the same. There's no saying he'd have done any better there, any worse. We don't know.
I think what you potentially do lose there a little bit is you're looking at Benison carrying the ball back. Listen, I don't think Benison had a good game today.
No.
First 2 tries, is it Sneed's brilliance from the kicks, or is it John Benison being out of position for both?
It looked like, especially the first one.
Or Sneed taking advantage of that?
Or is it coaching? Because the first one he jams in early, and that's what we're asking him to do.
For me, I watched him jam in, and it didn't look like he needed to come in. It looked under control at that point.
But is that what he's being asked to do? It's either way, he's not had a good day on them two. There's no kind of gloss in it, and I'm not trying to. It's just a case of
he was much more solid under the high kick in the second half, which is probably why they switched going the other way. And then, listen, Wonga and Percy have coughed one up for Watkins to score. We were getting the tweets through saying John Benison's not a winger. Correct. He isn't. There's a reason he's not been in the team, and there's also a reason, essentially, T. Ritson's not been in the team. I don't think either are the long-term option.
No.
But we tried a first take of this until we realised the mic wasn't working, so we've had to start again. The lad who joined us, who came on, was asking why T's not got in the game. Now, he's played at Swinton today. Listen, this is no barometer, but he's not scored there either. But Cass at home next, given the game Benison's had, do you have to give him an opportunity? I know we're not seeing what he's doing in training, but I don't know.
Yeah, you possibly do. You possibly do.
Could we take half of each of them?
What, American football style, and just swap him out? Yeah, I think you do. But I think going back to your first point of neither of them two lads, unfortunately, are the long-term wing option for Saints. They're really not. Neither of them are a starting Super League winger. So if you're losing...
Neither of them are starting Super League winger when we've got Tommy Makinson and Wonga Blake fit. Listen, the third and fourth choice for that reason at this moment in time.
But that's the point with Makinson going. You would not feel comfortable promoting either of them two to be your starting winger.
No.
I wouldn't. I don't think either of them have got quite the game for Super League on the wing.
I know Owen Dagnall's coming through academy reserves, and he's going to have a squad number next year. You can't go into a season relying on him to play more than a handful of games. That wouldn't be fair on the lad. So at the minute, you need to be looking at Wonga definitely needs to stay. You're looking at so you don't have to replace more than one or two. Harrell probably gets that extra year if you get him to stay. We do have to. That's where we really, really need to get someone in.
And it's going to be tougher as well, because you think of how much dispensation we'll get on the cap through Tommy Makinson. So your budgeting there under the salary cap is properly squeezed, because Tommy's full wage won't be on the salary cap because of him coming through the academy system. Listen, I'm gutted for John Benison today. He's not had a lot of rugby recently, but you can't make them errors and not have them highlighted. You can't. And I think we need to seriously be in the market for a good winger, even a good solid winger who'll give us 2 years, who we can then get the young lads, whether that be Ben Will, whether it be Owen Dagnall, whether it be someone like that, coming through and taking that shirt on.
What did you make of the use of the interchange today? Now, given it's probably 25 degrees down on pitch level, we made our forwards do big minutes. I think Noah's come on and done 15 minutes tops. Sam Royal's come and done about 10-15 minutes.
Did he go for a HIA?
Went off for a HIA. Who else have you got on the bench?
Davis.
Ben Davis came on for the last couple of minutes.
Well, you had Iggy.
And Iggy's done bigger minutes. Would you like to see a little bit more rotation there and use your bench?
Yeah, probably so. And does it then make the likes of Sam Royal and Ben Davis think, well, I'm on the bench?
I know we're playing Captain Hindsight, by the way.
I know we are, yeah. But it's a boiling hot day. Why am I not being used for like 10 minutes in the first half and then come on a bit later on? So you can give players a break just before half time. I always say just before half time and for the rest of half time. Then maybe do 5 minutes in the second half, let them come back on. You got 25-minute break there for a player.
I'd like to see. I just think we need to rotate those props a little bit more.
I do. I think just all the forwards probably needed a little bit more help. Is there an eye on, we've got a week off next week, so they can do them bigger minutes and then go and have a rest. I know they say they give them time off and then...
But it's in-game where I think we could have stayed fresher.
The issue is, if you are looking ahead, and even, as I said earlier, about managing your game in the first half and then coming into the second half, you need to win that game. Because otherwise, that plan doesn't work. That plan hasn't worked. And against a team like Salford, who can score from anywhere, which we don't look like we can, you're just gonna get picked off like we did at the end. We couldn't. I thought we'd managed it with Moses going to the line and not kicking, not giving him a 7 tackle set. I thought brilliant. We've done the right thing. We're making them score from deep.
And listen, there is only one thing they can possibly do to score a try there, which is, and they'd had success a few times anyway, spinning the ball wide. Is that our defensive frailty, or is that just really good play?
Bit of both. I think Salford need to be applauded for it. But if you've got a defensive line, you shouldn't be being picked off. You still shouldn't be being picked off.
Yeah, even your covering, coming back across should be better. I've Salford absolutely full value for the win. Absolutely no complaints. We need to... Did we shoot? Well, I think we shot ourselves in the foot. We allowed Salford to have all that possession, that field position, and they took advantage. Listen, if you want to have any positives, the very, very little possession we had on the Salford line, we generally took advantage, but it wasn't enough in a game like that to win.
Yeah, and I think you have a look at players as well, you have a look at individual performances, and you look at Sione going really well again. You have a look at our pivots. Were our pivots good today? There was some questionable decisions. Like, you look at Jack Wellesby throwing the ball on the first tackle to Connie Huddle. What are you doing there? Why are you pushing that play? You have a look at, did Moses...
If he'd have kept hold of it, he was one-on-one. If you chance it and you get past your man, you're gone.
Yeah. Did Moses and were Moses and Lewis given enough of a platform to do what they need to do? Did they take the game by the scruff of the neck? Probably not. There's Darryl Clark, who you think, he looked lively, and I don't want, forwards wise, were we a bit quiet up front? Were we just managed very well by Salford? Again, I'm going to say it's a bit of both. It's a bit of us being off it and Salford nailing their game plan 100%.
Yeah. Defensively, Salford's game plan was slow down the ruck. Yep. And if you slow down the ruck that much, and we're only going one out every time, it's very easy to defend against, and you're not using much energy.
Yeah, and that comes to earlier in the year where there was the lack of runners, the lack of support runners, the lack of kick chase, the lack of intensity. I know it's been warm today, but you've got to keep them standards up if you want to beat a team who are as dangerous as Salford.
I don't think we've shown anything like what we've shown over the last 5 or 6 weeks. It looked like we'd regressed big time today. And listen, we came here today, none of us thought that game was going to be easy. Yeah. It was always a banana skin game where you could lose. We won by 3 last year, we've lost by 2 today. Salford are a good side. Yeah. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but I just feel we were our own worst enemies today in that downfall.
I feel we've left something kind of out of our performance there. When they say leave it all on the field, not entirely sure today our game plans allowed us to do that.
Yeah. Right, and that's us done and dusted. We've done enough.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and me and Kev are off to throw ourselves in the bins behind us. Catch you soon.